Welcome to Learn with EduPod. Today we're going to be looking at angles and learning all about them. Let's quickly start off by understanding what an angle exactly is. Let's say we have this line, let's name that line X, and we have another line, let's call that line Y. So an angle is formed between these two lines. We can see that both of these lines meet each other at this blue point. Let's call that point O. So the point at which both of these lines meet, or the point at which their endpoints meet, will be known as a vertex. How do we show this angle? So the sign we use in maths is this sign, and we're trying to show the angle between X, point O, and point Y. And all angles are measured in the degree sign, which we write using a dot on the top. Now that we know what an angle exactly is, let's move on to the different types of angles. So the first angle is a full angle, which is a complete 360 degrees, which is also like a complete circle. The second angle is called a straight line angle, which by looking at this figure, we can see is half a circle, which is why this will be exactly 180 degrees. So the reflex angle is the third type of angle, which you can see by looking at the figure is not a complete circle, but it is still greater than 180, which is why a reflex angle is an angle which is between 180 degrees and 360 degrees. So the fourth angle we're going to be looking at is called a 90-degree angle, which we can see is half of that of the 180-degree angle we saw earlier. So the fifth angle we can see is called an obtuse angle, which is greater than the 90-degree angle we saw, but it is less than the 180-degree angle we saw. So an obtuse angle is between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. The final type of angle is called an acute angle, which we can see again is less than 90 degrees. So an acute angle is always less than 90 degrees.
Let's look at a few examples to make sure we understand the concepts. So the first one has an angle of 112 degrees. What do you think the name of the angle would be? So if you thought obtuse, you're correct. So the first angle is greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180. So this angle is called an obtuse angle. What about the second one? So the second one is greater than 180, but less than 360, which we know is called a reflex angle. What about the last one? This is called an acute angle. And why is that? Because we can see that this angle is less than 90 degrees.